Hello basketball coaches and basketball players, my name is Alan from House Basketball Training, and today I am going to show you how you can teach and how I teach man-to-man defense. So hello everyone, my name is Alan from House Basketball Training. On this channel I show you basketball plays, drills, and skills, so if you like that stuff, hit that like button and subscribe. But anyways, today I am going to show you how you can teach and also how I teach man-to-man defense. So basically, man-to-man defense, you're guarding a man, but there's also help defense and many other tactics involved. So let's get down to the clipboard. I'll show you how I teach it. Basically, I show the players on a clipboard or on an iPad or whatever first, and then we get onto the court, and then we run over the same drill that I just ran over on my clipboard. So let's get down to the clipboard and let's check this out. Okay, so I have 5 players playing man-to-man defense. I have 5 players around the perimeter at first. And basically, the perimeter players are going to be just passing the ball back and forth with each other, where they're not going to be cutting towards the net or anything like that. So basically, right now, I would explain to my players, player 1 is going to be right on his man. Player 3 and player 2, they're going to be 1 step away, which means that they're 1 pass away. Next, players 5 and player 4, they're going to be 2 steps away. So if this was 1 step, this would be 2 steps away. The reason is because of help defense. If there's anyone cutting, that kind of thing, they can kind of cut that off quickly. So now if the ball gets passed over to player 2 blue is going to be right on player 2 red. Player 1 is going to be 1 step away. Player 4 is going to move up to be only 1 step away. Player 3 is 2 steps away, so he's going to, or 2 passes away, so he's going to be 1 step and 2 steps away. He's going to be just right on 1 foot in, 1 foot out of the key. That way, he is not getting 3 in the key calls. And player 5 is also going to be 3 steps away, or what I call 3 steps away. So if this was 1 step, this is 2 step, this would be 3 steps away. These 2 players are in help defense. They're close enough to their player so that they can cut off a long pass. Meanwhile, they are close enough to help out. If player 2, let's say, was to drive, they can help out. Player 3 can then step down to stop the backdoor cut, as well as being able to stop the cut from player 3. So things like that. That's how I personally teach it. When you're 1 pass away, you're 1 step away. 2 passes, 2 steps. 3 passes, 3 steps. If you're 4 steps away, so 4 passes away, so let's say player 4 red is got the ball, well, player 1 is, or player 2 is 1 step away, 2 steps away, and these guys are still only 3 steps away. Nothing maxes out past 3 steps. That way there's no 3 in the key calls. Now, that I would then move over to having 1 post player. And how I would do that is just be having my players in a 4-out offense, and it's going to look just like this. So, again, still 1 step away, right on, 1 step away, 2 steps away. That way, player 5 is there for help defense, and everyone is all happy. Now, if player 4 has that ball, we would still be 1 step away, 1 step away, because these 2 players, in my opinion, are still 1 pass away. And then we would have player 3, he would be 2 steps away, and player 5 would be 3 steps away. Meanwhile, still help defense, being there to cut off drives, that kind of thing. So I would run my players through passing the ball around for 5 to 10 minutes to get their footwork down for defense, getting them to understand what help defense is all about. And then I would add in that 1 post player. Then I would add in 2 post players, because offenses sometimes have 3 post players. And then I would explain to them on the clipboard, or at least in real life, he's right on, 1 step away, 1 step away, right on, right on. Anytime you're in the post, you're right on, unless the ball is on the opposite side of that court. So because that ball now is on the opposite side, player 4 is going to be only 1 step away. You will never be more than 1 step away from your player in the post. Meanwhile, player 2 is going to be 2 steps away in the post, or cutting down towards the post. Player 1 would then be 1 step away. You're only 1 step away. That way you can cut off that pass if that pass is going to happen to your player. So this is how I like to teach the man-to-man defense. Now, if you did have some plays you can run those plays against the man-to-man defense that you just taught with the help defense. If you don't have any plays yet, I always teach man-to-man defense, or at least defense in general, first if I'm coaching younger teams. So I would just have my players pass the ball around, and then once they get used to passing the ball around, used to being able to run defense, I would say, okay, now when you pass the ball, you have to move, because now you're still teaching defense, but you're also teaching the ability on offense to pass and move somewhere, because you don't want to be staying in one spot too long. Now you can even take this a step further and teach offense. When you've got players playing defense, you can say, okay, these are the spots on the court that I want you to be in. However, and you could even mark this out. If you have those circular rubber shooting game things, you can put them on the court and say, okay, I want you guys, these are the spots on the court. Not more than one player can be at the spot at a time. And what has to happen is if you don't have the ball, you cannot stay in the same spot for more than 3 seconds. And then, if you do have the ball, you need to either dribble, drive, take a shot, or pass within 3 seconds. And also on top of that, if you pass the ball, you automatically have to get out of that spot, set a screen for somebody, or just move into another spot, and that player who was in that spot before needs to move and fill into the other spot. Now, this may not be ideal for offense, in a real game, but at least now you can teach your players by having zones on the court where they need to be able to move right away, because you don't want to have a stagnant team. If you have a stagnant team, you're going to lose. Anyways, I hope that you have enjoyed. If you have, hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow.